Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this reaches you all. So, welcome. It is November 3rd. And yes, I know that believe it sign. I did straighten it up, but it's still crooked. So, not sure what to do. That's all going to get changed anyway soon, as we head closer to the holiday season. So we're not quite there yet. You don't want to go too fast. Sometimes we go a little bit too fast in the holiday season. Sometimes maybe not fast enough, but I can definitely say this holiday season is going to be a little bit different than most, anyways. So, November 3rd, new moon is coming in, and the moon's going to leave Libra later on, at about 7 p.m. my time. So 7 p.m. Mountain time. So it'll head into Scorpio. This is good energy. I think today, wonderful day for connection. This what I'm seeing for this energy, or what sort of the theme for Scorpio is that it is where we are. I'm just looking at my notes here. A lot of flips and redirection. So a lot of people are going into a different direction. They thought they were going this way, but they've decided to move into a new direction. So there's a lot of flipping. So people are moving ideas. They're changing their mind with where they want to go and what they want to do. And I think that's wonderful. I mean, giving you the opportunity to be able to change your mind is a beautiful thing. Excuse me, burping. And if we don't take time to change our mind, or maybe we just received facts on something that we didn't know, or that we were kind of in the dark, and then all of a sudden something new does come about, and we are able to say, hey, you know what, I that feels more right to me than the way I used to go. And so we're going to find a lot of people flipping. I got to put some lipstick on. I didn't do that, so sorry. Don't realize. That looks a little bit better. A little bit more brightening up my face. Um, so seeing a lot of flipping, and the other part too, because we are in the dark phases. This is where, with Mercury has been giving us a lot of information since September. And one of the courses I teach is called the Blue Flame. And discovering that of what it is that you love and what it is that you want to give to the world even more, and that's part of your blue flame. And I feel like in the last few months, especially since September, with Mercury, there's been information being given. So signs that we are seeing. What are the signs that have been showing up for you? Have they been numbers? The sequencing of 1111, 333, 222, or 444. What are the signs? Or it could be you keep on getting a feeling of angels or feathers or dimes, or different things showing up for you, or conversations. You keep hearing something or a similar conversation from different people and different outlets. So this is information manifestation from the universe coming forth for you in order to help you. And I feel a lot has been coming in for us all since September. And now it's, with all of this, is looking at it honestly and the connections. And this is like when we're looking at this energy coming in, this is a connection for a future that is better for us, and aligning ourselves to it, and being honest with, because so many times I think this is also a lot of revealing is happening, and this revealing of energy that's coming forth for people is revealing. It's like, I got to do this. It doesn't matter what that person thinks, or this is really what I do want to do. This is what I like. I really don't like that. Or, you know what? I've done everything I can, and this really isn't working out for me. This isn't what I truly want to be doing. And being honest with yourself is really a part of not only this new moon, but the energies of what November is bringing us. And it is that connection, the connection of showing up and closing out. So, closing out what needs to be closed out. This is turning, this is flipping, and we're still discovering, we're still searching, because that's what this is. It's like saying, all right, this isn't working for me. This is not what I want, but I'm going to go out searching to find what it is that I truly do desire. Now, that's the scary part. That is hugely, that's scary. And with all the energies that are coming down and with all these new mandates that are coming in, and I mentioned to people about South Node Sag, and I said, hey, if you're traveling South Node Sag with flights, there's going to be craziness that's happening. Well, we're starting to see it even more because there's a lot of flight cancellations, planes aren't leaving, getting stuck on tarmacs longer, all kinds of things are starting to erupt within that. Now, this is where we have to start paying attention. And a lot of the weirdness, this is like all of the weird, crazy kind of, well, it's craziness is still there, but kind of, I don't know how to explain this, like kind of like the Twilight Zone. It's like, no, this is like the clouds are being lifted. And as the clouds are being lifted, it's showing you, okay, here's the truth. This is, hey, have you seen it? Are you looking at it? Are you still walking with your head down and not paying any attention? What is, what's going on here? This is where this energy is coming in and bringing in this connection, of saying, you know what? Hey, I really do need help here. Okay, I have the water, you have the glass. Here, I'm going to fill your glass up with water. That's the Aquarius energy. I'm going to give you that helping hand so that you can do what it is that you need to be doing. Finding those connections, and sometimes those connections aren't where you thought they were. Those connections are where you're finding that right now there is hundreds and thousands of people that are going to be let go of. And there is a part here that's coming in and saying, but we need help over here and we need help over here. It's there, but you got to be open to be able to receive it. Because these mandates or this pressure that's being put on, people think it's like going to stop. It's not going to stop right away. The pressure's still there, and the pressure is going to be on us to continue to create and make these changes for quite some time now. And this is allowing for us to balance and turn into a new direction. Relationships, money, Venus is still in Sag. The relationships and money, yeah, those are important. A lot of times people, when I talk about money, they're like, oh yeah, I don't care about money. Well, you care when you have to pay your bills. You care when you have to pay your mortgage. You care when you want to get your hair done or your nails done. You care that you have enough money there. This is where this energy comes in because Scorpio rules banks. It rules taxes and government money and all of that kind of things. So it's important because it makes us feel secure. When you have food, okay, how did you get the food? All right, how did you get to your place? How do you have the blankets on your bed? How do I have the internet? These are all things they're paid for in some way, right? So having those comforts, and that's very much Scorpio. Scorpio, just like everybody thinks Taurus is like, oh, Tauruses are all grown. Well, so are Aquariuses, so are Leos, and so are Scorpios. They're all fixed signs. They're not going to move any faster than what they want to. And they're all creature comforts. They like their comforts. They like to have their nice things and what they appreciate to have around them. So this is looking at what are those for you. This is a powerful placement, especially with, Mars in Scorpio. This is about, coming all in. This is your alignment. This is your push. Anybody who has, that Mars in Scorpio, when I see that in their natal chart, I'm just like, wow, okay, this person is going to really make things happen. They're not going to sit around on their ass and just like, oh, well, maybe someday, the little government fairies are going to come down. They're not fairies in the government. They're fucking gremlins. Just an FYI. So this is an awakening for us, like even more so. Everything that's happened from the very beginning, from 2019 to where we are now, is a huge awakening. A lot of these things that I was saying that were going to happen, and everybody's like, well, they really didn't happen in 2020. A lot of people were just floating along and they did very well in 2020. Yes, there was hardships and there was lockdowns, but people still worked from home. People still got, there was still, CERB checks, and there's still, people still had, right? Now we're coming into 2021 where there isn't any more CERB. The government, I don't even know if they have any more money. I know definitely in the United States there's no more money. They're talking about canceling their, a ceiling cap on the feds. So, which is ridiculous, and having a that's basically saying, here's a credit card, which I really would like to have with unlimited. It's unlimited and you don't have to pay it back. That's the way the governments have been running, right? So this is where we are starting to awaken and starting to see, because we're having what we're calling mandate mayhem, where you have been pressured to do something against your will. Well, maybe not against your will. Maybe you decided to take the elixir or not. But are you going to continue that elixir all the way through? So it's not only with one or two right now. BC's forcing 3. And by the beginning of next year, you're going to have a 4th. So this is where this energy is coming in. And it's like, wow, I'm awakening. I'm seeing what I don't want to start doing. I'm seeing what I don't want to be affiliated with. And this is getting you to move. This is getting you to awaken in new ways and to see, and not to be afraid to make the changes. Because the other part that's coming in here, and yes, I know the energies are all great and all wonderful, but this is out an awareness, is your job, is your company going to be there in 6 to 8 months? Are they able to afford the excess charges that are going to be coming and being implemented on business for taxes, for environmental costs that our governments are going to be, and that's part of the environmental lockdowns I'm telling people about. Are companies able to take that on as an excess account or excess costs? Heating, utilities, all of these are going to be coming in, and it won't seem like much at first. But when a company or a multi-million dollar company who has X amount of employees and they're trying to keep the lights on, and then all of a sudden there's been a 10% increase in the lighting. Whoa. Okay. Well, I want to keep the lights on. I want to keep my business still going. Does that mean I have to let go of some employees because of my costs? Probably. Probably. So these are the things that we have to be aware of and start to look at, okay, what can I do maybe as a side hustle, or what can I do where there's something else that I've been interested in doing? So these are the kinds of things that are going to be coming in and awakening many people, and you need to take action. This is a big battle. This is facing fears of connection, realizing, and to stop to look at your future. This is getting you to moving out of what is no longer in your alignment or working for you. And it's kind of like, you got to take the craziness. You got to take that craziness, that part that you might think, I would never take that leap, and go forth and do it. And move move. And sometimes moving fully into that and bringing in that clarity. With the sun and Uranus coming to this opposition. And the thing about Uranus, yeah, he's crazy and he causes revolutions and stuff, because he was founded just on the other side of Saturn, right around the French Revolutionary War and the American Revolution. So he was founded in that time, of the revolution. So he's, of making changes, making radical changes. But he's also the one that's is the energy of like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Like no drama, no craziness. It's just no, I'm not doing that. And I'm not going to give you the chance to rebuttal. I'm not going to give you the chance to say, to try and stop me. I'm just done. And that's the other part of this. It's like people are going to be saying, I'm done. And with Mars, where it is, Mars is the co ruler of Scorpio. And the ruler of Scorpio was given, Pluto was given it, and he is the god of the underworld, Hades. This is strength and power, making changes. There's great fear. There's great fear of others and their thoughts of what I can do or can't do, or can, about values, and maybe somebody's infringing on those. And this is like looking at your values and what's your truth. And that's really where this changes are coming in. The other thing is that, the good and the bad, they're changing and they're coming in just as rapidly. This is my husband. We should answer. Let's see what he has to say. Hello, dear. I'm online. What's going on?
Oh, no, I just wanted to know what time I work tomorrow.
I believe it's 6 a.m. But I can double check with you and I will get back to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I just see
Okay.
something on Messenger, that's right.
Oh, okay. Well, say hi to my people.
Hi, people.
Hi, people, Steven says. Okay, love. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye. I love throwing him on the spot like that. Mary, stop doing whatever you're doing and boom, poof, do what I need for you. Do what I need for you. So this is looking at, what I'm seeing is that with the energies and the frequencies moving so quickly, the good and the bad are moving just as quickly. But it's where your focus is. If you're focusing, like, oh, it's all doom and gloom and the world is ending and we're all going to explode into oblivion, then that's going to move really quickly for you. But, it might not be exactly what you think oblivion is, but it might be, something that in your reality, Bolivian, or whatever the word I just said, or it's the good. So it's willing to do something different. And time to make action. So changing your environment, this is about um, time to make action. This is about you. It's this wheel of fortune, this energy that's coming in that's making these changes. And what has been on your mind? What has been trickling into your mind? What has been being that thought of this is what I really want to start doing? We're going to be seeing. I mean, I saw on Putin. I just like one thing I agreed on with this guy. It's quite is that he's looking at the Western world and like he's like basically, I'm not word for word, but basically he's saying they're fucked. They're more worried about this woke society on hurting this person and hurting that person instead of looking at what needs to be done. And that is what is the demise of all of this. I mean, I also was watching a debate on Shakespeare, and they're saying, and they were like, "Oh, Shakespeare shouldn't have written Shakespeare." Like, I'm sorry, and plus he was white. He lived in England, and mainly everybody in England are white, and yeah. This is where people's stupidity is coming in, and you just want to shake them. And they talking about the plays that he made, and look at he was like wrote Othello, and well, and the majority of people that were acting were men. Let's go back. You can't take what we do today to people 5, 6, 700 years ago. It was a different mind frame. And comparing them to us now is you can't. They're the way that they think, the way that the world was, the way society was set up, the way women were treated and where children were treated. You can't do that comparison. We can understand, we can look at, maybe that wasn't right to our point of view. But this is where we can get lost in the craziness and get lost in the fear because we're afraid, oh my God, I'm going to offend that person. They're going to be so upset with me if I say this and I say that. And, what am I going to do? You're going to move forward. You're going to stand up in your light and in your ability to create your future of what it is that you want to do. This is you allowing yourself to get into your alignment. And if you need help with your alignment, if you need help in seeing what you need to do, definitely this is the time to do it. This is the time to say, hey, you know what? I need to take that angel class Mama's doing, and I really want to know about manifesting with the angels. Then you sign up and you do it. Yeah, I need a reading, but you know what? She's doing mini readings for $25. I can do that. I can get a mini reading. Maybe that's going to help with some guidance for me. So this is where the energy is. It's like the help is there. Sometimes with what the help that you need, you have to give a little to get a little. It's a give and a take. If you're sitting there and you're expecting, I just want it, and you're just taking without giving back, you're going to find that whatever you're taking, it's not going to be received in a very generous way or in a way that is going to allow for you to grow and expand. This is where also you're going to be finding too, if people are looking for it, or if you know of the trade workers. That is a huge one of looking into jobs that maybe you thought nobody would want to do, or probably, but there's work there. There's where I'm seeing, and I've mentioned this before, for a lot of the health people, the doctors and nurses, they're going to be setting up alternative clinics. They have the skills, they have the knowledge. Just because they're not being recognized by the board anymore because they didn't get the elixir, or maybe they did and they just don't want to show you because it's none of your fucking business. Or maybe they had it already and they already have an immune to it. They have the antibodies to it. So we have these alternatives, this other energy that's coming in. It's going to take some time. This isn't going to happen overnight. But what we can start doing is looking at where we can make the changes within ourselves. This is where this energy is helping us to look at the facts and what is it really want to have, and start to look at what you really want to have. Start looking at your finances and what it is that you need to do to help yourself financially. This is where you're going to start looking at what it is that you need to start to maybe stock up on and look at. What is it that you need for your health, for your vitality? That's where this energy is going. It's like, okay, let's build on this. This is the energy we want to build on. This is the energy that is going to help us to grow. Is there things around you that you don't need anymore? Maybe you need to sell them. This is a great time to get things that you have. Maybe you got an extra motorcycle. Need to sell it. I don't use it. A Sea-Doo, a golf cart, an extra car, whatever you might have that you haven't used or you don't use. This is the time to sell it. Just saying. Because you might not be able to sell it later on, or you might not be able to get rid of it. But right now is a good time. That's just a little tidbit that came in. So clear out what you don't want and take advantage of it. So this is where some don't want Some don't want to make the changes, and they just want to sit and hopefully everything will go back to normal. It's not going back to normal. The world that you thought is no longer. This is a new world. This is the Aquarius energy. Everybody was all happy about, oh, age of Aquarius, without understanding the age of Aquarius means huge change and transformation. We're coming from an age of earth, of things in the mundane world. Things that are here. We're building cities, we're building factories, we're building. Now we're going into air. An energy of air and an energy of Aquarius is very much AI. It's very much the unknown, the connections, connecting with others. It is the water bearer saying, here, I want to help you. Let's connect. Let's make new connections. Let's create new energies. That's what it is. When you have like the summit that's going on with how many people took what? What? How many private jets? Interesting. Interesting. How many put private jets? And that speech that came out from Charles, like, I don't know. Kind of cray cray. So we're seeing the crazy. That's the crazy. That's not where we want to go. That's not where we want to put our energy. It's like, okay, no, I'm putting my energy over here. I'm putting my energy into my spirituality. I'm putting my energy into creating more courses and wanting to celebrate the new moon. I'm doing a new moon meditation. Are you wanting to come to the new moon meditation? Let me go. Started a new Facebook page, Unravel with the Guru Mama. That Facebook, we're going to be working on a little bit more about manifesting, about signs. I'm going to be putting things in there about uh, how to do different affirmations and things like that. So that is it's up there. It's created. It's a private. Ask to join. It's there. It's Unravel with the Guru Mama, and we're doing a new moon meditation. And the new moon meditation is by donation. You don't have to donate. You're still welcome to come, but it is nice. It buys me coffee. It helps to put a roof over my head. So this is where we're starting to create these different changes and connections, right? And in doing that, it gets you out of the humdrum and the what did that girl say from Sweden? I think I can't remember. Greta, blah 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 blah. That's what she was saying. So I mean, you can like her or not like her, but I thought that was kind of funny when she was just doing the blah blah blah. This is what they tell you, blah blah blah. Which is what it's funny, my grandson and I were doing it because we were watching Hotel Transylvania, and the vampire, the grandpa, and he talks, and then he goes blah blah blah. So, anyways, my grandson and I thought that was quite funny. He actually thought she was a vampire. Uh, never know. But this is about us, and then this is the transitioning, and we got to jump into the change. That's where the Scorpio energy is. The Scorpio is going to get you to jump into the change, whether you like it or not. And it's bringing in the deeps and the depths of the truth of the facts of what's coming forward. And it's up to you. It's your choice. I mean, obviously, it's always your choice of where you want. But there are some big shockers, more information that's going to come in that's going to be really revealing for a lot of people. I've already saw people really being so excited about taking a third one, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, okay, you drank, you drank the Kool-Aid, baby. I get people who've gone and done the one and the two, but I don't get the third. I already had a bad feeling about one and two. Oh my goodness. And I've had two astrologers make two predictions about the satellites and things connected with the satellite. And these guys are one was K-Pacha, and another one was in Europe. They're not even associated with one another. And one kind of mentioned it, but they didn't want to say too much. There's a lot of, but I find a lot of spiritualists that are coming out, or astrologers that are coming out, they don't they don't want to say, they want to make everything all fluffy and nice for people, and they want to make sure everybody is feel good about it. And I too, I want to make you feel good about it, but I also want to make you aware. I want you to awaken, to be able to give, for you to do the research and go out and find the information. I want you to be able to do that and not just take one side. I always said, and it must have been from my father, who's a Leo, is like, when I see a bunch of people running towards something, I'm going the other way. When I see people saying, this is the best thing, let's go, or this is the best band, we got to buy it, I'm going the other way. Because for some reason, it just kind of like, too many people are agreeing on this. Is there a debate about this? This is why I loved, and I'm going to bring in my vitamin D. This is what I loved about vitamin D, when vitamin D, with all the debates, there was debates. I went to the University of Calgary and I went to these debates with doctors. It was great because I got to hear both sides, and it was a panel. There was like 12 guys or 13 guys up, and they each got to speak. I even saw a debate with Susan Weed and I think it's Bridget Mars, who are both top herbalists, and they were debating about what it meant to eat raw and what raw food was, and how Suzanne means Weeds was automatic. She said that as soon as you add something to a vegetable, it is no longer raw because it changes the enzymes in it. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So she goes, it's not really raw eating. It's good eating, but it's not raw. Raw is pulling it out, pulling it out of the ground and eating the carrot there. That's raw eating. Finding wild onions and eating them out of the ground. That's raw eating, right? So this is where there isn't a debate. This is where, when other, huge countries are seeing our Western countries fall, and they are falling. Why are they falling? Because they're afraid to speak out. They're afraid to do something that's different. That is part of the woke society. That is part, and that's where the Scorpio energy is coming in and saying, are you seeing this? Is this truly what you believe? Is this truly what you want? It's okay to demise young boys because of the color of their skin, because they're white. It's okay to say this about this people because of that. It's okay. It's okay because the government said this is what we're to do. But yet, even though people might not like them, they're still doing it. But why? But why? And that's where Scorpio comes in. Scorpio asks you why. Well, I want to make the other person feel comfortable. Why do you want to make them feel comfortable? What is that doing to you? What is that doing for what you have to do? Well, we got to get along. Yeah, we can get along, but why do I have to follow their mandates to make them feel better? That's what the energy is coming in to say. Why do I have to find it? I have to leave my right now because of him going to school. Why is a 6-year-old wearing a fucking mask to school? Sorry. When they're just now popping up with kids passing out because they're wearing a mask all day. This is where it's like, well, they might have what? It's been proven they can't. Plus, kids don't spread the COVID or whatever. This is where things are coming up. This is the soot that's coming up from the bottom of the stream. And this is where I've lost a lot of followers, or they don't follow me anymore or show up on my stream, because I'm like, you're just doing it to make other people feel comfortable. So you will put something or take something just to make other people feel comfortable. I think I did that when I was 17, and it was called Southern Comfort, and I won't fucking do that again. Just to make everybody else feel good because they're being stupid, so I might as well join into the stupidness. Because, they said it was a good thing to do. So this is where the awakening, this is where Uranus comes in, and he brings in those changes, and and it's opposite the moon with Mars. And it's square in Saturn. And it's also squaring Eris. So this is radical change. And if this is what people have been waiting for, it's going to start to unfold. And you're going to start to see it. You're going to start to feel it. And as I said, I started talking about this in 2019, and we're starting to see it more full blown now in 2021 than in 2019. We started to see some of it. Now we're fully seeing it. And now even more is coming in for us to be able to make the changes that we need to make. I wasn't expecting, when I thought of supply chain and food shortages, I wasn't sure I wasn't sure how exactly that was going to happen. Did I ever think that there'd be thousands or plus boats, tens of thousands of ships sitting out in the ocean? No, I didn't. But that's where it is. Why is that happening? Well, there's mandate mayhem, and guys aren't going to work because they're refusing to take the elixir. They've been working all this time without it, and they've been fine. But bringing that fear and bringing that energy in, and Scorpio saying, you know what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We're done this. We're finished with this. This is where we're taking a stand. This is where Mars comes in and says, you know what? I'm fucking glad I'm out of Libra. I'm not being the diplomat anymore. I don't need to be the diplomat anymore. I'm going to start standing up. I'm going to start making the changes. I'm going to make sure that I am being heard clearly, because we're not here to be submissive. We're not here to be that to stand in the background. We're here to light. We're here to ignite. We're here to be seen. And through all of that is the basis of love. Through all of that brings forth the changes and the transformation that you want to have for not only yourself, for your children's or your children's, or maybe it's your sister's children, or maybe it's your friend's children. It's for our future. If you don't have the children, you don't have a future. It's done. That line is done. So this is creating the newness. And that's where we're heading, to allow for the blooming. This is where when you are looking at what it is that you want, it's like got like a bee coming to mind, like a bee going to, what flower am I going to pollinate? What flower am I going to go to? Am I attracted to? What's going to ignite me to allow myself to grow? Because it is a time to make action. It is a time to get out there. It is a changing in our environment. This is a push. This is the 10, the wheel of fortune. This is the change that's igniting us to make those changes happen. And where are you stuck? Looking at where you're stuck. And allowing yourself to say, hey, I'm stuck here. I need help. I need help with whatever it is, XYZ, whatever it is. Allowing yourself to say, yeah, I need this. I need here, I don't have an empty glass, but my glass is empty. I need more coffee. This is where it's igniting. And this is where the changes is coming in. Some have, some don't. What needs to change right now? And this is looking like, and this is where this balance comes in. I got the Six of Pentacles coming in too. It is that give and receive, that give and receive, the give and receive and back. Sometimes you're giving, sometimes you're receiving, sometimes you're receiving, sometimes you're giving. It's allowing for that flow, that exchange to happen. That's where Mercury comes in. Mercury is commerce, Mercury is trade, Mercury is retail. This is why we're going to be seeing with where Mercury is, and as he's going to be hitting all of these places because he's speeding up, he's going to be saying, "Oh, well, I guess we don't need these retail things anymore. Everything is online. Everything is AI." Even saw where they made a robotic nurse. Do you want to be going up to a robotic nurse? You won't get the job. Boom. Hello, open door. This is, I come here with love and light. This is, whatever. It's kind of scary to me. I mean, they did, was it Sarah? They made, she was an AI that they created, became a citizen of Saudi Arabia. Now they made her sister, this new one is named Grace. Now, to me, grace is something that the grace of God coming in to allow ourselves to flow with more love and joy and peace, and bringing in that grace of allowing ourselves to come in with more peace. Not exactly a robot, but anyways, that's part of the Aquarius energy. That's part of the AI. That's part of the changes that are coming in, right? This is the other part, going off topic, with the AI and things like that. If you work at a desk job right now, do you think your desk job will still be there in 3 to 5 years from now? The way with AI, with the computers and everything that are going. Chances are they won't. So if you work in an accounting firm or doing accounting or working in something along that, or working as a shipper receiver as inventory, those are the kind of jobs that they are going to try and flood out or get out. Shipping, this part of the shipping thing, and I can see it's like, oh, well, you know what? They don't want to, let's make this all robotic. They're taking out that humanness, that part that allows us to be creative, to think of things in a new way. They're doing it with McDonald's. Soon all burgers and everything that you get from McDonald's, Burger King, any of your fast food joints are all going to be made by a robot. Maybe even Starbucks. Then I guess I'm going to just make it at home. It won't be handcrafted anymore. But those are the changes that are coming in. Here we are going to start making, and that's all part of this mandates and the mayhem and the changes that are coming in. Those are all part of what the future is holding. So now we need to look at, okay, I know this is going to happen. How can I edge myself out into creating something? Because people are will be wanting to have one-on-one contact, wanting to have group contacts. So what are the things? What is your training? What is it that you have that you've been doing? And maybe you can share with others. Maybe you can educate others on different things that you have learned in the industry that you work in, and start doing little seminars or something along that line. I don't know. Those are the ideas that are coming in right now for people. You've been working in the health industry, and now no longer you're in the health industry. Well, hey, I know about nutrition, or I know about how to strengthen bone mass and all of this. Well, this is what I can start to bring in. Or I can start a clinic where I can bring in, where, let's say I know how to mend bones. I was in casting or what have you. So these are the types of jobs. And the thing is that if people want them, they will go to it, and that will allow it to grow. That will bring in the changes. That'll bring in the transformations for things. So much, so much within this week and within this moon that is bringing such beautiful, beautiful energy. And it's energy that we need to look at. It's good energies, it's connecting energies, but it's getting you to flip into a new direction. Or maybe you've already flipped into the new direction and you're like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is just going to pump you up more. So there you go. Have a blessed one. Definitely, if you are wanting a new moon reading, get a hold of me. They're $25. They're recorded and they sent to your inbox. And it is for you. The reading I do is for you. It's not a generated one. I just found out a few. The reason I'm saying that is that I found out there are other psychics that you pay $25 for and they give you a reading, but it's a generic reading. So their reading is very generic. So they don't film it just for you. They send you a generic one. So this isn't generic, this is for you. So so there's that. So that's with that. And then manifesting with the angels on the 13th tonight, we have the new moon reading. So if you're wanting the new moon reading, or the new moon reading, the new moon meditation is tonight at 6:30. You want to join, please DM me and let me know you want to join and we'll add you to the group. Have a blessed one, and may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all that you be, in all that you do. Allow your light to shine and be that light force for the world. Blessed be everybody. Bye-bye.